I have a question for you. If you could go back in time to one day in your life and relive one single moment, what would it be?
They say when a man is secretly entertaining another woman, he starts getting cruel and cold to the one he is lying to. Here is the dark psychology behind it. He intentionally creates conflict with his loyal woman just to justify his betrayal happening outside. He starts fights out of thin air. He picks at your deepest insecurities just so he can storm out of the house playing the victim. He makes you feel like you are the difficult one, convincing you that you are the reason the relationship is slowly falling apart. By making you the villain, he buys himself a guilt-free hall pass to disappear for hours. He isn't actually angry, he is just busy. And when he finally comes back, he will apologize just enough to get you back under his control. But make no mistake about it, he isn't apologizing because he changed. He is apologizing because he needs his safety net back in place. If you accept that apology without changed behavior, you are simply resetting the timer until he decides to do it all over again. Stop letting his guilt trips manage your emotions. You deserve a man who protects your peace and not a man who constantly steals it. The moment you stop accepting the disrespect, the game ends. He will either change or he will leave. The most dangerous person in the room is not the loudest, it is the one who needs absolutely nothing from you to be complete.
Never trust a woman who does this. I don't care how much she likes you. I don't care how much you guys get along. The moment she does this, it's done. Never trust a woman that just disappears with no explanation, that just ghosts you. And I'm gonna tell you why. Because the reason goes a lot deeper than you think. The woman that goes ghost doesn't respect you. I don't care how difficult life gets. I don't care how interested or uninterested they are in you. It is human decency to let another person know what's going on.
This is going to upset some people because it upset me when I heard it, but people who are not treating you well are not going to treat you better if you work harder. You shouldn't have to work for somebody's respect, and you don't earn being treated well. You excuse yourself from situations where you're not respected.
At some point, the excuse of I didn't know better runs out, and responsibility quietly walks in. Patterns don't lie. They show you exactly what you're choosing, even when your words say otherwise. Growth begins the moment you stop defending the behavior and start questioning why it keeps returning. Accountability isn't about shame. It's about honesty with yourself when no one else is around. Some people don't see how much you do for them. They only notice what you don't do. You'll never satisfy an ungrateful person. You can literally set yourself on fire just to keep them warm, and they will still look at you and complain about the smoke. The second you stop breaking your back to make their life easier, suddenly you're acting different and you're the bad guy. They don't actually love you. They love the fact that you will cross literal oceans for them while they won't even step over a puddle. And the very moment you finally say no, the moment you finally put a boundary down, watch how fast your loyalty is forgotten. Stop bankrupting your own energy to fund someone else's comfort. You are not a rehab center for ungrateful adults. I dare you, match their exact level of effort for just 1 week and watch how unbelievably fast the connection completely dies. If your absence gives them a reality check, then your presence was just a free ride they were taking advantage of.
It's not gonna hurt me seeing you with someone else because I already know how you are, but you won't like seeing me with someone else because you already know how I'm gonna love them. And that hit me so hard because the real pain is never the idea of them moving on. It's realizing how much you gave your heart to the wrong person.
If someone asks me what kind of person I like, my answer is very simple. I don't need someone handsome or someone who just looks good on the outside. These things don't define real connection for me. What I truly want is someone who understands me emotionally, who notices my needs, and who knows that my feelings matter. I want someone who never ignores my emotions, who listens, who cares, because emotional understanding is what makes love real.
If a man stops chasing or stops texting first, do not get it twisted. That is not a game. That is not a manipulation tactic. That is a man who has finally realized his true value. He was not born distant. He used to be the one carrying the burden of the conversation alone. He replied instantly to people who took days to respond. He was always available, always ready. He bought the lie that if he just gave enough of his time, eventually he would be chosen. But he learned the hard way that people do not value what they get for free. He realized that being always there didn't make him important. It made him invisible. Even the most patient heart has a limit. He found peace in the silence that he never found in the chase. He stopped trying to force a connection, so he simply stopped making time for people who treat him like a second choice. They will say he changed, but he just stopped being the only one trying. He withdrew his attention, he closed the door, and he raised his standards.
You need to live your life as if you're never going to fall in love and never get married. And I know that sounds scary to say, but like, what would you do with your life if you never got married, never fell in love again, never met a partner? Like, would you sit and put your dreams on hold? Would you sit and not go on that solo trip or do the things that you want to do and have the experiences you want simply because you don't have a partner to share them with?
The worst feeling for a woman is trying to have a conversation with a man about behavior that hurts her every single day. Instead of listening, he gets angry. He twists the situation around and finds a way to blame it all on her. He twists reality until you start questioning your own sanity, making you feel guilty for simply communicating your pain.
Someone who loved you deeply may walk away hurt, but they won't try to destroy you on the way out. They'll grieve quietly. They'll feel the pain fully and still want you to become better, even without them. That doesn't mean they were weak. It means their love was real. Anyone can be kind when they're winning. Only someone who truly loved you can lose you and still wish you well.
You cannot destroy a person who has mastered the art of being alone. You simply have no weapon that works on them. They do not fear rejection because they no longer crave your acceptance. To them, your approval is just noise, not currency.
Biggest green flag that a person is good, that they are a good person, is that they are going to make you feel good about yourself. A good person, somebody who has a very secure sense of ego, will always make you feel good about yourself when you interact with them. And someone who is not a good person, you will always feel a little bad about yourself when you leave an interaction with them. Even if it's fleeting, even if it's like you just momentarily questioning like, oh, why did I say this or whatever, like it makes you question who you are a little bit. So just remember that. That's like a really interesting little sign to see if someone is good for you or not.
When you have low standards for friendships, you're going to have a lot of friends. But when you have high standards for friendships and who you exchange your energy with and who you allow yourself to engage with, you're going to have not that many friends. And this is completely normal because you can't expect to befriend exceptional people and then be surprised when there are not that many of them out there.
There's a beautiful phrase that I heard that I want to share with you. It goes something like this. What we give doesn't always return, but what we give is always what we are. And that's real life, isn't it?
If you want to be respected, stop over-explaining yourself. Don't argue. Don't justify. Create distance. The moment access costs something, everything changes.
I don't fight for a man who belongs to the streets. If you can take him, take him. Because if I have to fight for you, I don't want you. High-value women don't audition for a role they already own. A man who is easily taken is not a partner. He is public property. You know what most women really want from a man? It's not money. She wants to feel safe. Safe to talk without being mocked. Safe to cry without being called too emotional. She wants emotional maturity, not ego, not games.